Everything in the heavens and the earth glorifies God. He is the Almighty, the most merciful, the most gracious Allah, the all-wise God. Wise God. That is why we are here every time with the Pillars Golden Moments. We are bringing you wisdom, wise words to make you who God has purposed you to be. For one thing we believe, everyone has a beautiful destiny. It's up to you to pick up yourself and make what God really has made you to be. And today, we are going to have a wonderful time, as we already are having during this Ramadan period. We want to salute all the Muslim viewers, much cherished viewers. They are so awesome. We want to say Ramadan Mubarak to every Muslim out there. And a special thanks to the Chief Imam of Sunyani, the Chief Imam of Fiapre, and all the surrounding cities in the Bono region, Ghana, West Africa, Africa, the whole world, and beyond. We want to say again, Barakallahu Sallah already, because we know you are going to be successful, and the fasting is going to bring all your prayers answered in the name of Allah, the most merciful. Well, let's hit the road. And today, as always, he's going to be very, very powerful, because I already feel it. The first time I heard him, even on the phone, I've not met him before, but his words that emanated much wisdom prompted me to call him on this program for him to share a few words during this Ramadan, for us to have a very successful Ramadan period. Help me as we join this young man. He is a student of the University of Energy and Natural Resources here in Sunyani, Fiapre. He is a computer scientist, very intelligent and knowledgeable young Muslim, the immediate past chief imam of the university. His name is interesting. I just love it. Mohamed, Red Allah Mohamed. Awesome. Let's go. I think he has to explain his name to me because it sounds so beautiful. Red Allah. No. Red Allah. Allah. You have Mohamed, Red Allah, Mohamed. Why all these beautiful Muslim names?
Actually, Muhammad Red Allah is one name.
Okay.
And then the other Muhammad is my father's name. So Muhammad Red Allah, what it actually means is that Allah is pleased with the Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam.
Oh.
Always understood. So that is why the Muhammad, that is why Allah's name. Meaning Allah is pleased with the Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. And so, fortunate on my side, my father is also called Muhammad.
So, all that is your name?
All that is my name.
Hey, wow.
So, Muhammad Abdullah Muhammad.
Muhammad Abdullah Muhammad. You know, the way he mentions it is so romantic. Wow. So, should I call you Alhaji, Sheikh, Chief Imam? Which salutation, how should I address you?
Can you just say brother?
Brother Mohammed. That would sound difficult, but we'll see how it goes. You're welcome to the Pillars Golden Moments.
Thank you very much. I think it's very much my honor or my this one being here.
Oh, okay. Well, you can see my attire is probably sponsored by Jeanette, one of my daughters. You see, even though I'm not a Muslim, I love Muslims, and most of my sons and daughters are Muslims. And that is why they have dressed me beautifully. I want to say thank you so much, Jeanette and your mother, for this beautiful outfit. I know I'm called Hajia Gold. I mean, that's the name. I like it.
Okay.
Gold, because I'm the golden queen.
Okay, you look good.
I like that. I like that. But how are you doing?
I'm very fine.
And how is campus and the exams and everything?
Actually, combining Ramadan and exams is interesting and difficult, but the interesting supersedes the difficulty. So we thank Allah subhanahu.
Because when you learn on an empty stomach, it's not easy.
It's not easy, but then the zeal of you learn is kind of very, very important. It pushes you, motivates you. It makes you realize that what you are doing for Allah, and then you are being able to do for your world too. Actually, when someone eats, the food or the energy that your body needs, some of it is used to digest the food you eat. And that is why sometimes it's not encourageable to go to an exam score maybe full-bellied. Your belly is full because you need most of the energy to think.
Yes.
But now part of it will be used for digestion.
I like that.
And so we being empty stomach at this time favors us in a way, and then it goes against us in a little way. But the favor supersedes.
Yeah, I think so. Because spiritually too, you are going to get favor from Allah to write the exams well. And also you think faster because
exactly.
I like that one.
Exactly.
So maybe I'll try fasting on my subsequent exams.
That will help.
I think that's
that
a
will be
good
very,
one.
very helpful.
So which day of the fasting are you today?
Today, I think that's the 18th day.
18 days. So how many days more? 12 or
It
11?
can be 11, it can be 12, depending on whether we cite the crescent on the 29th or we don't cite it.
Okay. So if you cite it, then it's going to be 12.
It's going to be 11.
Okay. Okay. So are you fasting continually?
Yeah, continuously.
No sickness, nothing has entered.
No, nothing.
Okay. Because last week we had a wonderful time with another young man, and he taught us a lot about fasting. So now I'm a professor in Islam. Yeah, I really am. And as a chief imam, past chief imam, what are the few challenges you face during Ramadan? And as you said, and with exams it's not easy, but the normal school life with Ramadan and fasting and prayers, with lectures and prayers, how do you manage that?
Actually, it is not really easy. If not for the favor that we know we are worshipping Allah, and if not for the fact that we know it is compulsory on us. So, one challenge I think we faced concerning this Ramadan is, we are going to fast from dawn to dusk. There are some people that don't have what they have to eat at dawn. And there are some people that don't have what they have to break their fast with.
Okay.
And then you have to deal with this kind of people. Make sure people can have this at dawn and that at dusk, so that they can fast successfully.
Okay.
And so because of that, I think we introduced something called the Ramadan Project before Ramadan.
Oh, wow.
And then we started soliciting for funds.
Oh.
And we actually indeed got some funds from people.
Okay.
And then we made it general so that there will be food available, especially in the evening, for people to break their fast with.
Okay.
So the students
Okay.
to break their fast with. And so we've been able to take care of that. Although unfortunate for our side, the money isn't enough for us to take care of the dawn one.
Okay.
So for the dawn, you have to know how to feed yourself. But the one in the evening, or the one you use to break your fast, inshallah, the Muslim Executive Council or JIMSA on campus have been able to provide, and then it will still be provided till date. Today is the last day because today we'll be going home. Today is the last day of, I think, academics on campus.
So everybody has finished their exams?
Everybody has finished.
Everyone. So when they go, they can continue?
They can continue from there. So
But
the
I
food
think,
issue is a big issue, but inshallah, we'll be able to solve partly or part of it.
Oh, this, I think those watching should be able to support Muslims, because being on campus itself is not easy.
Actually, I always say that if someone is on campus, a student is on campus, the person always needs money. Don't ask the person whether you need money, just send them.
Just send the money.
Just send the money.
Oh, okay.
And so, fortunate and unfortunate, the person is also fasting. Fortunate for the fact that it's worship, unfortunate for the fact that the person is going to get hungry.
Okay. Well, on this note, I want to say hello, a big hello to Yusuf from Tema. This one young man who even supports me and supports this vision. Thank you so much. And as you can see from your young ones in the university, they need support. So solicit some funds and send it to you. I like the name, so I read Allah.
Yeah,
Mohamed, just send it to him so that he can support, because he's a good leader. Fasting and breaking with nothing or something scanty is not easy. So let's all come on board as Christians and Muslims. Well, I believe that we are supposed to live peaceably regardless of our religious affiliations.
That's
all right. So now you have marketed that you are going home. So you're going to continue in the house with the Ramadan and break in the various houses.
That's true.
Okay, I'm going to come back. You are in the final year, so it's left with one more semester.
One more semester, yes.
And you said you have handed over to
someone else.
And so you are now free, but you are coaching them.
Of course.
Okay, all right. So now let's go to our topic for today: the Muslim youth and talents. The Muslim youth and talents. What is your talent?
Actually, talent.
What is your talent?
Talent is a big way.
Talent is a big gift. Your gift. What can you do very skillfully that you feel that is what Allah gave you?
Actually, I'm kind of multifunctional. So I don't really know how I would say specifically this is what I'm best at.
Okay.
But what I know is whatever I do, I'm best at it.
Oh, wow.
I'm really good at it.
Everything.
That I do, yes. I become good
Jack
at it.
of all trades, master of none.
That's
so
what
I
they
think
say.
you should work master of one.
That's what they say. But I can give you an example. Concerning, let's say, football. I play.
Really?
Really
You play
well.
football?
Yes, I do play football.
Really?
And then academics, I'm not behind. And when it comes to Islamic aspect, I'm not behind. When it comes to the Quran, I've memorized all of it. So, I don't know. I've never sat down and maybe thought of maybe something that comes so easy to me. Because maybe a lot of things come easy to me.
Oh, yeah.
That's what I think.
Good player. Are you a defender or
No,
striker
I'm
or
a striker. I'm not a
midfield?
defender. I'm not a midfielder.
You're a striker?
Yes.
Really? Hey,
Yes, I'm a striker.
you don't, okay, those people like you two are very fast and skillful.
Oh,
So
really?
what do you really aspire to be? Do you want to use the football or the computer science, or you want to go into
As well,
Islam
I'm not pursuing the football as a career. No.
Okay.
It's
Just
just
for
something
fun.
that I like, yes. But the computer science, for instance, I know I'm going to use it to change the world. Everyone making change and impact right now in the world is mostly in technology. Mostly in technology.
Regardless of what you are, you can still add technology to make it better.
No matter what. Right now we're using technology. He's taking us or videoing us. We are being videoed in the camera, and then our smartphones, even how to use them, you need to be technologically inclined. Good. And so maybe in the computing field I'm actually going to make impact concerning that. And then I'm not going to also leave my religious aspect behind. I'm going to make sure that I learn more of my religion so that I'll use my secular knowledge and then Islamic knowledge to be able to make people understand the real religion or what Islam teaches us to do. So one basic thing that Islam teaches us to do is knowledge, seek knowledge. Because Islam began with seeking knowledge. The first thing that our Prophet was taught us to seek knowledge. And then we know that in seeking knowledge there is tiredness, there is suffering, there is stress. And so we are used to that. I remember the last time when I called home for money, my brother was like, "Why didn't I call earlier? I shouldn't wait till my money finishes." I said, "No, I came here to learn how to be stressful. I have to learn how to pass through stress. I shouldn't just call you when my money is about to finish. I can wait until after it's done before I call you." And I said, "No, he doesn't want me to suffer." I said, "No, the suffering is part of the lesson."
Part of the trade. It's a process.
Good. And so Islam, for instance, has already told us that we're going to suffer in seeking knowledge. And that is why our Prophet, we believe that when Angel Gabriel first came to him to teach him knowledge, he actually first squeezed him. And so when he squeezed him, under normal circumstance, you punish someone after you teach him and he's not able to provide it. But he was not taught. The first moment he was being punished, he was being squeezed. And then after squeezing him, he said, "Iqra, read." He said, "Man, I don't know how to read. I've never read before. No one has ever taught me before." He squeezed him again. He said, "I said read." He said, "No, I said I cannot read." So the third time, he said, "I said read in the name of your Lord who created everything." And then he created mankind from nothing. And then he knows what everyone doesn't know. And then he kept telling him what he didn't know. From then, he started becoming someone who is knowledgeable. And so I believe that this knowledge that I have in this aspect and that aspect, I'm going to use that to actually influence people in a good way so that in one way or the other, Islam or Muslim community, together with the Ghanaian community, is going to improve.
Okay. So, do you think Islam is doing very well in harnessing talents in the youth of late?
Okay.
Talents, as in
I wouldn't
somebody
say
can maybe cook very well, but you say that no, and go to school, or someone can play football like you, but you're like, oh, let me go to computer and seek. Why is it so?
Actually, I wouldn't say Islam lacks when it comes to harnessing talent.
Okay.
I would say maybe some of the Muslim leaders lack the Islamic knowledge, so they cannot harness the talent in the youth.
Okay.
Because Islam, we know, is perfect. Everything is documented, everything is there, unless, of course, you don't know it, or if you've not learned it, or if you've not sought it.
Sought the knowledge.
But if you seek the knowledge, you would realize that everything else or everything is there for us. And one thing that is there for us concerning how to maybe harness talent is, we know that in Islam, we don't actually do things haphazardly. You actually put things in the right order. So you make sure that this person does what he's able to do. Another person does what he's able to do. So you would know your capability. I'm going to give you an example. For instance, maybe let me say during the Sahaba's time, there are some people that when the revelations is being revealed, they actually are able to memorize it outrightly, just like that. There are people that they know themselves, they are not like that. So they have to document it. And so when it comes to Islam, when it comes to revelation, we don't differentiate these people. We all say to these people that this is a scholar, and that is a scholar. But this is a scholar who memorizes, that is a scholar who writes. And so you wouldn't feel, you that you are writing wouldn't feel inferior. The one that is memorizing wouldn't feel superior. Because he knows that is talent. You too that you are writing know that is your talent. Always understood.
Yeah.
And so that everything is being done orderly so that you understand that this is my capability. I hope that is clear.
Yeah.
Good. And so that is why I see that when children or the youth are growing up, they should be given chance to explore different fields. And that is the main reason you go to school. That's why I've been taught science, physics, whatever. So I'll be able to know, yes, we're able to know whether I'm good in this or good in that. I hope that is very clear. Good. And so that is why Islam or Muslims nowadays, unlike previously, we send our children to school. Or most of us are being to school. At first, we see the school to be something that is negative or something that doesn't let us get our Islamic knowledge. But that's not true.
Yeah.
You see most scholars who are very knowledgeable.
Yes, but they're so
Good. I hope that is clear.
Also.
Good. And so I think the problem of we not impacting the talent in the children, or we not letting the children having to choose their own talent, is from maybe our leaders. They don't make it in such a way that the person gets a wide range where the person can choose from.
Okay. All right. So with this, you're saying that it's good to harness the talent, but really we should do more. And education is very, very important.
Right.
So with the young men, I know they are doing very well. And with women like us, are we having the chance to explore more?
Yes, and that is another issue. That maybe some people think that women shouldn't be allowed to seek knowledge to a certain degree. But that is not actually true.
Oh, okay.
In Islam, there are scholars among the women.
Okay.
There are a lot of revelations that we received, and it was from women. One scholarly woman that is very popular is the wife of Rasulullah, Aisha, the beloved wife of Rasulullah, or the beloved wife of our Prophet, may peace and blessings of Allah be upon him. Okay, she's one scholar in the religion that a lot of revelations, a lot of narrations, a lot of things that we do in our religion today was reported from her.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Oh, wow.
And so we don't actually put women behind. We actually raise them to a higher esteem, sometimes even more than the men. It depends on that particular aspect.
If she's available, she's willing, she has the chance to explore.
And then it depends on particular issues, just like I said. Okay. So women, for instance, shouldn't be neglected from seeking knowledge. And then I saying that doesn't mean she should also neglect her moral values. Usually, those who actually don't support the idea of ladies going far in this secular knowledge is because they think that the ladies, when they go far in their secular knowledge, yes, they think that when they go far in their secular knowledge, they are going to abandon their moral or Islamic values.
Yes.
And some of the ladies have proved that to them.
Yes. And surprisingly, you will see that some of us ladies who may be quite educated, we are rather quite humble and we still hold our values. So
Yes.
it has been proven wrong, but some who are not even as educated or may even be less morally upright than. So it's been disproven.
Of course.
So now, they're having the chance to join both academics and their talents.
That's right.
So if you have a girl child and a boy child, and both of them want to go to school, and you have limited money to send only one to school, who will you send to school?
Is it both of them?
Yes. They all have, they're all intelligence and everything. It's a boy and a girl.
Okay, that is a very difficult scenario, but I'll see.
Yeah. Who will you take to school?
Between the man
and the girl.
and then the girl. Actually, without hesitation, I will take the man.
Okay.
The reason is I'm going to take the man because one day he's going to have a family of his own. But the lady is going to be in the family of someone or under the control of someone. When she's married, her husband will take care of her. But the man is not going to get married for his wife to look after him. It's not morally, or let me say, ethically accepted.
Okay.
How that is clear?
It's clear, but let me ask a further question. Okay. You see, the children we have in the house is the women who end up training them more than the men.
Of course, that's very true.
So the content of your wife matters because whatever she has in her is what she pours into the children. So why don't you say, okay, I'm sharing it? They all go to JHS and stop. Why not that? So they all have the ability to go further.
No, actually, that is not a good idea.
Sorry.
There is this saying that never start anything you cannot finish because a half-done job deserves no pay. In order to kill a snake dead, you must cut off its head. You understand? So and then I don't know whether you also know the saying that says that a good climbing deserves a push. You understand? So you saying that I'm going to start and then I won't end. I'm going to start and then I won't end. Wouldn't yield any results. When they all go to GHS and then they stop, they've actually done nothing. The only thing they can do. Pardon?
Maybe they'll develop their talents from there.
From there? What do you mean talent? You mean vocational skills?
Probably.
Good. And if that is the case, then the lady can actually develop her vocational skills from the onset.
Without much education, will she go far?
And vocational skills, that I don't know, doesn't need you to actually go far in this literacy. This literacy we are talking about, usually people think that it is reading and writing, being able to read, being able to write. Okay, if someone is able to read very well and able to write, the person is not being deprived of anything at all, because most of the knowledge that we are seeking right now is available for free. Most of them. There's this man called Elon Musk. Actually, I think he's the current richest man in the world. He said, "You don't need school for learning. Most things you need,
You learn everywhere.
good. Most things you need is available for free. Actually, most courses. Right now, I'm doing online courses, and I learn from the online course more than I learn in class. And so, the most important thing is I as a parent at that moment, I can teach them how to read and write very well. So I don't pray that that scenario happens to me. And I said that scenario too is kind of relative. It would be very difficult to say that your intelligence aspect is the same and everything. If the lady is more intelligent than the man, I can actually send the lady. But you brought the fact that they are all intelligent and it's all the same. And so right now, I know the man is going to have a family of his own. And so he has upper hand. I have to make sure that he has that kind of, he reached that kind of state that he can take care of his family. But my lady, I can actually make sure that she get the vocational skills with the ability to read and write that I actually taught her.
Ability to read and write.
Yes. Then she isn't going to be wanting, or her children are not going to be wanting.
But you know that most of the Muslim ladies are very disciplined and well-to-do financially because they're very good managers of the little they have.
Of course, I know that.
It's very true. So with the talent, when they add it up to it, they can do so much more. So it's not really about education. Though education is very, very important. It adds up. So if you have the chance to stop schooling right now and travel abroad and go and work somewhere else without education, will you choose that to education?
Right now, even if I get a chance to travel abroad to continue my education, I'm not going unless I finish my school right now.
Okay, so when you finish, you can go and continue.
When I finish, I can go and continue elsewhere. That time I know I'm going for another degree. But right now, should I get an American visa that says that I should come to school in America? Just like most of my friends, they all want to go. I think most of my guys, everyone wants to go to America. But if I get a chance right now to go there, I wouldn't be going. I have to complete this course. I'm just one semester left. Yes, I cannot waste my 7 semesters and all the canes I received from the beginning, I think from my nursery.
And all the hunger.
Okay, I don't mean university, I mean from the beginning.
You don't look like someone who is someone who should be killed.
No, I don't look like someone, but I want to be king. I mean, I think primary level, but I want to receive some lashes and stuff.
Alright, okay.
So that is fine. So, me leaving maybe in school to go and work somewhere is even out of the equation. Since I'm saying that even if it's education, I wouldn't go. Unless, of course, I'm done with this. How much more leaving it and then going to work or something? That one I don't think is in the equation. It's out of the equation.
Alright. Okay. So this is the Pillars Golden Moments, and we're having a good time with I should call him Brother Mohamed. His name is a mouthful and so wonderful. We are talking about Muslim youth and talents and fasting. And we are in the Ramadan season, and I want to once again wish every Muslim Ramadan Mubarak. And I really love your consistency, your discipline in fasting. Please pray for Kids Golden Moments, Pillars Golden Moments, and every other moment. Well, on this note, I just want you to know that we are proudly sponsored by Divinely Rhythmic, where we do very wonderful paper bags. You can see this is for your weddings, your funerals, whatever it is, for your boutiques, your hotels. You can call us on 054-20-43-519, and we'll make very powerful paper bags for you. And also, obviously, as I told you last week, last 3 years or so, I wrote a powerful citation for the Chief Imam of Sunyani. We write with our hearts and not just with our hands. So whenever you want to acknowledge anyone, just call on us for us to write good, prophetic, awesome citations to always acknowledge those who have been a benefit to your life. Even with our powerful Muslims out there, if you want to celebrate your Chief Imam, anyone who has blessed you during this Ramadan, anything, just call on us and we'll write for you. And when you deliver it to that person, I believe in one thing: gratitude leads you to your next altitude in life. Let's go on and wrap up with our wonderful guest today as we talk about youth and Islam and the Ramadan and every other thing. I believe you're enjoying. And please do not forget to share. Share to all your friends out there. Tell them that it's always a golden moment on the Pillars platform. Thank you once again for joining. Let's go wrap it up. All right. So, Brother Mohamed, I want to say thank you for coming, but I want you to give us your last words. But before then, I want you to stress on the need for every Muslim to fast. Is it
Okay.
mandatory? Well, I know it's mandatory, but those who are not fasting, encourage us because it's not easy.
Actually, as it is not, let me say, it's well known, should I say, to all Muslims, okay, that it is the third pillar actually in Islam. You have to be someone that fasts in the month of Ramadan, and it is there to train you to be able to know that those who don't have money are really suffering. And so whether you have money or not, you have to fast. So that even after fast, you can help those who are needy. That's one thing it does to you. Secondly, it helps you know how obedient you are to your maker. Because if your maker tells you to do this and you're able to do it, then that is another plus on your side.
Okay.
Third, there is other thing that it does to you, the health benefits. If you eat a lot of things, some of the things are toxic. And then this fast will be used to kind of do away with the toxic substances in your body. And then fourthly, the fact that you are hungry, just like I said in the beginning, it sometimes allows you to think more.
It's true. But come to our gym.
Yes, exactly. Someone says if you are going to make a decision, make sure you are hungry at that time because you're making a good decision.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
Wow.
So there are a lot of benefits in the Ramadan. But first and foremost, you shouldn't even just fast because of benefits. You are fasting because you have been told to fast.
Okay.
Because it is mandatory. Actually, when someone maybe designs this phone and then he says the power button is here, press it and then it will come on. Okay, you're gonna say that, oh, I'm going to press here to put it on. He told you press here, you're gonna say I'm going to press here. And so if you're following Islam, you're following Islamic orders, Islam says do this, you're gonna say no, I won't do it, I'm going to do this. It doesn't even make sense. Because if you press here, the thing is not going to come on. Good. And so since you believe in Allah as your God and Prophet as your messenger, then whatever he tells you to do, you do it. You didn't say, no, this one I cannot do, this one I'll do. That's not how the religion is. So I encourage people who don't fast that they should try hard as much as possible to try fasting. Although I know it's difficult, but that is why the reward is great. Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, our Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, when I say sallallahu alaihi wasallam, I mean peace and blessings be upon him. Good. He said in one of his hadith that every deed that a man does, he has a blessing for it. And the blessing ranges from 10 to 700. Okay? Except fasting. Because fasting, he said, no one knows the results except Allah.
Oh, okay.
So it depends on how good you fasted, on the belief you had in the fasting, that Allah is going to use to reward you concerning your fasting. So I can fast, you can fast, but the reward that I get wouldn't be different from the reward that you're going to get.
Oh, okay.
So I urge everyone to fast and fast consciously to make sure that the person gets the blessing in full, and no one knows the abundant reward they're going to get except Allah and Allah alone.
Allah. And with that, I want you to stress a little on giving, because I believe that fasting without giving is not complete.
It doesn't even go with each other. Actually, our Prophet, may peace and blessings of Allah be upon him, also narrated that if you help a fasting person break his or her fast, they are going to get the reward of the fasting person. But the person's fasting wouldn't be what, or the blessings that the person gets isn't going to be what reduced. Meaning, whatever blessing that person gets, they are going to get a copy and paste of that.
Which means that if I fast and you also fast and I break your fast, I'm going to get double.
Double.
Oh, wow.
So if you help 30 who break their fast, they're going to fast 31 on that particular day. So by the time Ramadan will reach its end, some people would have fasted 1,000 days, some would have fasted 500 days.
Okay. Wow.
So it's very good to give in Ramadan. Very, very good to give in Ramadan.
You get financial rewards, you get every other benefits too.
Heavier benefits too.
So that means that when you give 100 people every day, that's about 3,000 people. So that means that you have fasted 3,000 days.
3,000
out
days.
of the 30 days.
30 days.
Oh.
That is how it is. And then I also encourage those that are needy to come for it. They shouldn't say that Allah is going to give their results to the person. No. Your results will be there for you, but it's going to give to that person similar to what he has given to you.
Which means that they should also seek to get more, so that next Ramadan they can also give to get multiples.
That's true. That's right.
I like that one. And I heard one thing that when you give to someone, that person's heavens are closed and yours is open twice. Is that true?
Actually, I wouldn't say that's totally true.
Okay.
Because if you say that is true, although there is no evidence on this, actually in Islam we deal with evidences. And then you saying that I helping you would make yours close and mine open, would mean that you shouldn't even come to me for help, even if you want to, because you're closing your own hand.
Okay.
It doesn't even make sense. So there are sayings that are attributed to Islam that are not actually from the Prophet or from Allah.
Okay.
So one of them can be this one.
Okay.
Okay. So if you help someone, although you are better than the person you've helped, but that doesn't mean that the person is anyway so inferior.
Okay.
Because the person needed it, that is why you gave it to the person. Allah said somewhere that if you actually have mercy on mankind, He's going to also have mercy on you. And He said another place in Hadith that Man la yarham la yurham. Anyone who doesn't have mercy on people, Allah doesn't have mercy on him. So you should have mercy on those below you, so that Allah have mercy on you.
Okay. Okay, that's expensive, but it's good to give. It's really good to give.
Very, very good to give.
I want to call on all Muslims and I mean anyone else out there. You can just go out. I have some people, some parents in my school and some sons and daughters who, I mean, they come, they give me food during the Ramadan. I eat it. Some say, "Why are you eating Muslim food?" I said, "Well, it is food, and I believe that, and if God has sanctified it, I can eat it. It brings
unity and togetherness.
So it is very, very true.
And you're also allowed to eat your food too. So there's no problem.
Okay. Thank you so much for coming in. I think I've already asked you the golden question. That's what I asked you about your daughter and your son going to school.
Okay.
I think they're done with that. Thank you so much for coming. But I want you to give the final words to the youth out there who are, some of them are throwing on their talents, some of them are just relaxing in life and not pursue. Some are not even, memorizing the Quran as you've done. It's awesome. The whole Quran, memorize everything. Please say a word to them and just look at the camera and give them a powerful word to encourage them all.
Okay. My dear brothers and sisters out there, you should know that you being in this world is for a purpose. And then without realizing your purpose, firstly as a Muslim, you know our purpose is to worship Allah. And so after the worship of Allah, you should know that you have to actually get or come to do what you are supposed to do in this world. And to be able to do that, you have to make sure you discover what you are good at. And among that is going to school. If you are someone who doesn't know what you're good at, go to school. See what you are best at when you go to school. Are you good in calculations? Are you good in memorizing theories? That will tell you what you are good at. And then once you get what you are good at, make sure you make impact and make sure you seize the opportunity and make sure people benefit from you. One important thing someone can be remembered with is legacy. But without getting your talent or making sure your talent is being developed, or without education, you are not going to actually make impact. And without making impact, there wouldn't be your stories to tell. And if your story is not being told, you wouldn't be a legend. So I hope and wish that you would wish that even after your death or after you're gone, people are going to remember you. They're going to remember you in a good way, in a way that you've made yourself proud, you've made the world proud, and then you've helped people to also get their talent out of themselves and then be proud of themselves too. This is the advice I'll give to the youth. So strive, and strive again. And then may Allah be with you all.
Amen. So this is what we want to say, that keep safe. We want you to be alive and healthy so that you live long to worship Allah and serve Him efficiently. It's been an awesome time. Don't forget this as well. Anywhere you go, please wear your nose mask. We need you alive, seriously, because one thing we know is that when you are dead, it all ends. You are going to paradise and that is it. But as you are alive, you can pursue your talents and be who God has purposed you to be. It has been a good time with Brother Mohamed, soon to be Sheikh or Imam, I suppose. Yes, and before we go, Sheikh, so I say Sheikh, this is a symbol of authority. I want you, wherever you go, I like your wisdom. Be a symbol of authority to all the Muslim young men. And also the women. Don't neglect the women and bring out the talents in them. And God bless you so much. So here we go. Thank you so much for sharing, subscribing, and enjoying the Pillars Golden Moments. We've learned a lot about fasting, talents, Islam. Well, I like it. I've learned a lot. And I'm going to take it with me. By the time we are done with the Ramadan, I'm sure I'll be a scholar. I mean, in the little nitty-gritties of Islam. It's an awesome time. And thank you once again for watching and also for subscribing to our YouTube channel, Ronti Ajaku, ADJAKU, RANTI. Subscribe. Tell your friends about this powerful section where we bring out the wisdom from various guests every week to bring it to you at your doorstep for it to help you be who God has purposed you to be. I'm the Golden Queen. You can call me the public teacher because I love teaching. In fact, you can see I've lost my voice. I've been teaching the whole day. I love you so much. Salam alaikum.